Hi, I'm looking for room 120.
No, this is G16, dude. Go to Miss Reeves in the office or something. Can't you see I'm busy? Jeez.
Oh, sorry, my bad. No, this isn't right. What? Hi, I'm looking for my class. I'm a little bit lost. Room 120? Oh, okay.
This is a original design of the building. If you take that and open it up, I'm sure it'll be in there somewhere. Good luck to you.
Thank you. What am I supposed to do with this? That was definitely not it. Can't do this. Already late.
Yo, hold it there. Hold pause.
I'm just looking for room 120.
It's right there.
Oh, sorry. Thanks.
Move.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Shira Sweet.
And I'm Allison Byther.
And welcome to the Transcript. This week we look into My Flex Learning.
Hamped Up looks into sports registration.
Hotspots goes to a flower shop for Valentine's Day.
The Deep End gets fishy.
And the crew takes a closer look into the impact of the recent Tyree Nichols protests.
On Monday, a massive 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck Syria and Turkey, killing over 21,000 people and injuring at least 68,000 more, making it the 7th deadliest earthquake in the last 20 years. These numbers will only keep rising as the search for possible survivors continues. In other news, new information about the Chinese spy balloon was released on Thursday. U.S. officials have stated that it is likely a part of a larger-scale surveillance fleet that has traveled all across the globe, though that has yet to be confirmed. After almost 3 years, the Northampton City Council is going to return to in-person and Zoom hybrid meetings. Northampton City Council President Jim Nash said that this will likely begin in March, as former Governor Baker's emergency order expires in April. I'm Gavin Knight Richard, and thanks for watching.
Spring is right around the corner, and so are the sports. Registration opened on February 2nd for sports such as lacrosse, baseball, and several others. Many student athletes have been complaining about the high registration fees. We talked to the athletic director, David Prue, and student athletes to hear their opinions on the matter and if it could change.
Sport fees are necessarily based on the sport that they're choosing to play, but how many sports they've competed in throughout the academic year. So someone's first sport is $205. Someone's second sport is $175, and someone's third sport is $145. We do have family caps, and then there are a couple sports, football and ice hockey, since ice hockey is a co-op, that are of different prices. Those user fees get used for everything other than transportation. Because our school budget covers coaching salaries and a portion of the transportation costs, but everything else, from every equipment purchase, some transportation, uniforms, officials' fees for home games, really all the operational costs of the athletic department is covered directly out of the students' user fees.
I play lacrosse, and the necessary steps are to register through the website. I don't know what it's called. And I don't know, we run like captain's practices, so attending those and just like doing whatever you can to be in good shape for the season.
I also play lacrosse, and yeah, just be ready for preseason and make sure you're in shape and go to captain's practices, definitely.
Yeah, individually we need cleats, goggles, mouth guards, and stick. It's pretty expensive. Like, I would say like a good stick is probably like $150 or so, and then plus goggles, like $20, and a mouth guard. Cleats are expensive too, so it's probably like, I don't know, like maybe like over $300. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of money to come up with individually, so it would be helpful if the school could provide it, but it's also kind of a lot for the school to come up with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be really nice, but a lot of those things are personalized, so it would be hard for the school to cover that. But it would be nice if they could like get the equipment like more balls and stuff like that. That would definitely be doable.
The first practices for spring sports start March 20th. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next week.
Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Everyone is rushing to the stores to get their loved ones a special gift. Around this time of year, flower shops are filled with business. Nearly $2 billion in the United States is spent on flowers just on this holiday alone. Today, Hotspots checks out Forget-Me-Not Florist here in downtown Northampton.
I opened the store in downtown Northampton 13 years ago, and I moved into the city because I love the amount of people that were down here, and everybody's just a little bit different, and what I bring into the store is a little bit different. Everything that we do here is custom, so if you place an order over the telephone, then we hand make that instead of prefabricating things. Everything has a lot of thought put into it, and it's very unique flowers that you wouldn't find somewhere else. Valentine's Day actually isn't the biggest holiday of the year. Mother's Day is. So this year we're kind of promoting self-love because not everybody has somebody that loves them. We have a lot of people that love each other, but as far as partners, so it's much busier. It's much more stressful. The most bought flower changes every year, to be honest with you. Roses are a thing of the past. Last year, our biggest seller were sunflowers, if you can believe that, yellow. People like bright colors and not so much the Valentine's Day colors. So we have a lot to choose from, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint. The best time to order flowers or to come in for flowers, if you're going to order them, I would say at least 4 to 5 days before the holiday. If you're going to come and hand pick them, I would say, 1 to 2 days before.
Don't forget to check out Forget-Me-Not Florist, located downtown Northampton, for your Valentine's Day needs.
On January 7th, 2023, Memphis resident Tyree Nichols was pulled over by police for reckless driving and was then beaten and tased by officers. He passed away 3 days later from injuries he sustained. 5 Memphis police officers involved in the incident have been charged with second-degree murder, and an additional 8 officers have been relieved of duty due to charges in relation to his death. Nichols left behind a grieving family and a young child. Both local and nationwide protests have been held in response to his violent murder. We talked with our local police department as well as local organization NoHo Abolition Now about this most recent instance of police brutality and how it affects our community.
So we've taken a lot of steps to work to avoid any sort of excessive force instances in our community. So training, I think, is the foundation of it all. When people go to the academy, they learn about excessive force, proper force. So that foundational training occurs. Then in addition, when you come here to the Northampton Police Department, and actually in departments across the state, you have to do annual refresher training on defensive tactics. So we do those things. In addition, we signed on to the ABLE training. It's an acronym for Active Bystandership for Law Enforcement. And that teaches officers to intervene if they see something that they know is a policy violation.
What this instance shows about our system is how fraught sort of quote unquote accountability to police is. It's always going to be fraught. It's often, you know, folks who are trying to pursue some sort of recourse through criminal like repercussions for the officers. Like it's always a fraught process. And I think this shows that, and this really demonstrates how fraught it is. What we need to see is just less contact with police with our community members, because obviously being in contact with police puts us at risk. Whether you're experiencing a mental health crisis, whether you're a Black person, you know, there's so many different ways that just contact with police puts people in danger.
If we look back, you know, like the system has like never really like, it's worked, but not in a real efficient way, you know. I feel like it doesn't really matter what color a skin a cop may be. If it's brutality, it's brutality, you know. And even they might think it as like a way of them doing their job, but they're not really like. If they're doing their job, then it's what are we paying our taxes are going for, you know. Like let's think all the way back. What were cops were, you know, first made for? Cops weren't really cops. They were slave catchers, you know. And it's made up, and it shows up still till this day, you know. Let's think back 2016 till now, you know. All we saw was police brutality, police empowerment all over, and then us, you know, us Black people, we felt like, you know, we were hunted, you know.
The 5 officers charged with second-degree murder will appear for a bond arraignment on February 17th, 2023. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.
With the new semester, students are handling new classes, new teachers, and now a new FlexBlock website. Starting last week, students and teachers will now use the education software MyFlexLearning to sign up for FlexBlocks instead of enriching students. We spoke with students, teachers, and administration officials to find out why we made the switch.
There's some functionality in the software we've been using that doesn't work well. And part of it is integrating with Aspen. So there's some functionality in the new software that will make it more flexible and allow us to do more things with it, make it more useful.
As a teacher, I find that the new program is a lot easier, a lot more intuitive. It's a lot easier to add features on the teacher end. For me, it's by far a better product.
I feel like it's definitely not easier than enriching students. It's not a lot harder, but it's hard to figure out new things. And I think the change has caused a lot of disruption that was probably unnecessary.
I don't think that we had to change, but sometimes things get better when we change. I don't know if it costs more or if there were any other factors involved, but in general, I'm happy with the change.
I think it's a little different in that you can actually see in a calendar all your classes, which is a bit nice. Like it's a little more clear in that way.
As you know, I'm new to the school. And so in thinking about making a decision about switching software programs, it's something that had been discussed for a while, but a decision hadn't been made. And then there were a lot of things not working well. Folks who had been working on it, they were pretty confident that it would solve some, if not all of those problems. And they had also negotiated a free trial. So one of the incentives to try the new software is that it actually costs less than the software we're currently using. And so if it works as well, at least as well, if not better, there would be a cost savings next year.
Thanks for watching. To start scheduling your Flex blocks, visit myflexlearning.com for more information. If you have any questions, reach out to your Mentor Monday teacher. Have a good weekend.
Hey man, how's it going?
Yeah, it was good.
You have a good weekend?
It was chill, man. I went to the Boston Aquarium with some friends. It was like actually kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I actually went to the Boston Aquarium a couple years back. I saw some seals, penguins. Yeah, I agree. It was pretty mind-blowing. Honestly, I think the prices for the tickets are a bit much, to be honest. I don't know.
Mind-blowing.
Hey, you good, man?
I think I have an idea.
So today I'm going to be cutting off my face and putting an aquarium on it, just for laughs. So to start off, I got this picture of me, and then I cut out like the main section of my face. Copy pasted it, saved it for later, for, I don't know, whatever I would do with my face. Then I got this cool bevel tool by double clicking on my layer, and I just played with the stuff until it looked like it worked. Then I erased the bevel from like under my hat. Then I found a couple pictures of aquariums that I liked, or just like ocean pictures. Cool picture of me from the aquarium, you know what it is. I actually really like this one, but I didn't like that it had like land in the background. So I decided to go with the one that was just fish. Then I wanted to make a sort of glass enclosure. So I made a solid, did the same bevel thing again, and then I took away the opacity of the shape and it just showed the little glass texture. It still looked a little weird though, so I looked up online what a glass visor looks like, and they just have random reflections in the background basically. So I just found a random picture of a window and slapped it on there. Set the blending mode to screen, lowered the opacity, looks perfect. And then while trying to erase some of that image, I accidentally erased some of the glass and realized I could get this cool effect that looked like a reflection of light. So I was playing around with it, trying to get one that looked good, and then I got this one, and I think it turned out well. I added a few more, and I mean, come on, look at the difference that makes. That looks pretty similar to like a real glass visor. That's kind of cool. And then for the one real informational part of this video, to paint on shadows of stuff, you basically apply an adjustment layer, crank the brightness down a little bit, invert the mask of that brightness so it just takes it away, and then to paint it back on, you paint onto the mask a white color, and that just puts basically the effect only where you paint on your image. And then for one of the final touches, I added a little blue glow kind of coming off to make it seem like there was actually light interacting in the scene. Not sure how I feel about it, but I think it adds some depth. Crop that bad boy up, did a little bit of color changing. Man, that thing's cool.